Alright guys, Googie's is going to show you his updates on Monkey Game. This is the game that we had started in our last session, so this is session number 2. And you can see what all Goo is putting into his game. You can see that white strip or that white line at the bottom. He put that in there so he can line up all of the assets or static meshes that he puts in the game. Because the player is going to run in a straight line from left to right, and that'll be the line that everything lines up with. After he's done, he can delete that.
And guys, look.
So he put a tornado of fire, and if you can see to the left, you see the numbers counting. That means how much damage it's doing, and you can see how the screen's starting to get red. So that's a little programming that Goo did.
Yeah. Okay.
So do you want to take them through how to get these new assets? See these rocks and tables and different things that you can add to the game?
Yeah.
You want to go through that? So that's pretty easy to do. So let me see the mouse. Let me show you. Okay, so if we go down here to this content that we have down here, see on the left down here, see these folders? If you expand these folders, you can see where it says Northwood, and then in these filters right here, if you don't see the filter right here, see where it says static mesh? If you click static mesh, it's going to show you everything in this folder and everything in the subfolders in static mesh. That keeps you from having to go try to find each one. So you can see all the static meshes that you could place into the game like Goo has done.
Yeah.
So let's say that you wanted to place this rock right here, then you just drag it in to the level there.
Why, that's kind of small.
Yeah, is it small? Where is it?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, okay, it's really small. So, yeah, you'd have to make it bigger. So what you could do is press the space bar and then grab the center part and scale it up.
Can I show them something?
Yeah, and Goose is going to take over here and show you something.
So, right here, and then simple. Yeah, that.
So if you, okay, so at the top, if you click collision and then simple collision, and go ahead and click it. And now if you look at the asset or the static mesh, you'll see now it has these green lines around it.
Yeah.
And if you go a little closer here, you can see, let's take a look at it. So Goo is trying to show you here is you have to have collision on there, and the collision is when your player hits, it hits this green collision. It doesn't actually hit the rock. So if you don't have any collision, it'll just go right through the rock. And so we're going to do remove collision, and then collision, we're going to do auto convex. You can do different types of collision here. You can just do a simple box.
A simple box?
You can do X, Y. See how it makes it a little, but it's not perfect. See the collision? So if you're walking on top of it, it's going to kind of look like you're walking on it. So you can see right here, you'll just run into the edge of it. So it won't really look right. What you probably want to do is remove this collision, do remove collision.
Yeah, and then get the cube.
Yep, and then do auto convex collision. And then on the right over here, if you click apply, it'll make this custom collision. I mean, it's kind of hard to see, but if we move it out here, see how it looks more to shape. Alright, so we'll click save on there. So that's what Goo wanted to show you. That each asset has collision. Is that right here? Okay. So here's some of the code that Goo made. That Goomies made to, what was that for? So when he starts getting into the fire, it'll start making fires.
Look, it looks like a ship.
Yeah, looks like a ship on here. So this event any damage, this means that any damage is taken, then it'll count the damage, and you set up these variables, and you can see how they're counting. See where it says setting the data? But that's a little more advanced that we'll get into here shortly. But what we wanted to talk about right now is how to get these assets where you can drag them into your game. And how you do that is you go to Epic Games. See down here on the right, you can see the icon. If you don't see it, you can press the up arrow, and then you'll see it right in here. But you double click on that, and then at the top you'll see where it says library.
Yeah.
And then if you have anything in your vault down here, you can add that to the project. See where it says add to project? If you click add to project, it'll ask you, well, which project you want to add it to. And so if we did it, see, we'd choose Monkey Game. But we don't want to do that because we've already added it to there. So, and you probably don't have any of these assets down here anyway. So what you want to do is go to the store and get some of the assets. So at the top up here, you see where it says Marketplace?
Yeah.
Goo found it, Fred. You click on Marketplace, and it's going to bring you where you can see all the assets. What you probably want to do, you can definitely purchase these. There's tons of assets. There's so many, it's incredible that all these different artists make.
Some of these are $20.
They're what?
30.
Yeah, some are 30, some are $169. So they can be expensive, but they're really good. But if you just want starting out, you can click on free at the top, and then you can click on permanently free collection. And if you click on that, you're going to see all these different free assets that you can download, and they put it in your collection. So let's go ahead and try one ourselves and put it in our collection. Let's see.
A plane?
You want to do the plane?
There's a full plane. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do add to cart.
Add to cart.
Well, actually, what you can do is click on it, and then see where it says free. You can click free.
Yeah.
And then in a minute. So now see it says add to project. If you go back, you can click add to project right there. Or if you go back to your library, you're going to see it now in your library. See, there it is. And then click add to project. And we're going to click Monkey Game and click add to project. Now it's going to download it. And then it's going to put it inside your game. It's got to build all the geometry for it. It could take a while, all the shaders. So it downloads it, and then it has to do a lot of processing. So now it's in there. Now, if you see this where it says cache size, you might want to get rid of this, 326 megs. So you can do remove local cache, and that'll free up some of your hard drive space. And then if you want to add it again, it'll just re-download it. Not a big deal. So, okay, Goose, do you want to
Go back.
show them where it'll be located within the game? See over here underneath commercial plane?
Commercial plane.
Click on that. And then there's the plane. So you can add that in there.
Wait, I need to think. This plane. Oh, okay.
That's like a big ship. It's like really big. And it's upside down. So you might have to flip it. So you remember how to flip it?
Yeah.
So once you add the plane in there, let's see, they may have, actually maybe a static mesh or a skeletal mesh. Yeah, see, that looks more like it. So we're adding it in there, but see how it's slowing down and almost stopping? What's happening is it's building the shaders for the colors of the plane, for all the materials.
Yeah.
See how it stopped?
Yeah.
And if it'll kind of lock up for a minute, so you may lose us.
Yeah.
You may lose the stream. See, it's at 100% CPU, and and if you expand that, you're going to see right here, shade compile worker. So it's making the materials or the shaders. It's a complex calculation. See, the CPU is at 100% all 4 cores. So we'll just give it a minute, and then we should come back. Goo, you got any stories to tell while we're waiting?
Let's get this.
You have to speak up.
Let's get this video to 1.
To 1.
Done.
We'll just take 1 person because we're at 0.
Yeah.
We have 0 people watching.
Yeah, I don't think they like me no more.
It's okay, dude.
That broke my heart.
It's okay. There's nobody to break your heart. There's nobody's watching.
No.
Okay, so here's the game, and you can see down here in the bottom right-hand corner,
Well,
it's still
maybe
compiling.
they'll watch.
Well, it takes a long time to get people to follow. Because it takes a long time for people to find you. Because there's so many YouTubers out there. So let's move this down a little bit.
I got here.
So if you see the white line that Googie's put in there, now if you move the plane over, see? So now it's going to be right in line with the white. So that's going to help when you're running. Because what will happen is if you put it in here, it might be hard to see without the white line. So now I think you're ready. Can you make it all the way across, Goo? Or is you're going to have to...
I can do it.
Okay, let's put the plane closer.
Bruh.
So we can see it when we...
You don't need that stuff.
Okay.
Hey, that...
What?
No.
I'm gonna try your game.
You forgot something.
How do you jump?
Dad.
What?
This.
Okay, I got it. Which one?
This.
Okay.
Where you play Geometry Dash.
Oh no. Okay, let's start up.
No.
So there's one thing. Did you see how you fell in there and you can't get out? That's something that we'll have to look at fixing.
Where the ant chat tried to be the friend.
Oh no, I see it fall again. Okay, I'm not doing too good at this game. So and see where he falls at right there? That has to do with the collision on that rock. So we'll have to go back and look at that. We'll have to jump a lot sooner.
Like
Oh! And you can see the collision kind of looks weird there, like he's standing on top of it. That's what we were talking about. You remember we were looking at that green? So we may have to go back and look at the collision on these assets.
So,
Okay, I got this.
did I already put box collision?
Yeah, on that one. Oh no!
And then, okay, restart.
Okay, so what we're gonna do,
Debate battle.
just so we can see the plane that we put in here, we're gonna move the plane all the way up here, and we'll move it back in after we're done testing.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Oh, it's still compiling shaders too. That's what's taking so long. See down here?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do this. We don't want to get into the fire tornado. Oh, we're on the plane.
I thought you put collision.
And all right, so that's it on adding assets inside here. You've seen how we downloaded it. The next video we're gonna do what, Goo?
Play.
We're gonna do programming.
Yeah.
So we're gonna add some logic, just like we added the logic. Let's go back over here. And then we'll have to change the character. There's still so much more to do. Let's restart. But the logic that we're talking about, and there's a lot of logic that you have to learn in programming. And another thing to take into consideration, when you start making a game, it could take, it's not just something you do in a weekend. It could take years. A lot of these people who program these games work on one game for years at a time. So it's a long project.
So how many years, though?
It could be years, some 5, 6 years, some 2 years, depending on the game. And they could have hundreds of people working on a game for 4 or 5 years. So you see the red, how it comes in? This is what we were talking about, the code right here. See where it says event any damage? And then if we go back inside here, you'll see this box right here.
Yeah.
So under volumes, this says pain causing volume. So we drug that box in there. So anytime the player goes into that box, it'll start causing pain. And the way that you do that is inside your blueprint for the character. You have to go to the characters. So let's go here. So see the character right here? If you right click on them and go to browse to asset, you can double click on the character and it'll open up the event graph. This is actually where you do the programming and tell it what to do, right, Goo?
Yeah. Yes.
And so this is one of the things Goo made this event, any damage. So any damage that happens to this player, what's going to happen. And then so in here we put the logic and we set that up to the post-processing, was that red that you've seen on the screen. So we'll get more into that in later videos. But thanks for watching, and hey, Goo, what else you got to say, man? What do you got to say?
Let's get this video to 10 likes.
10 likes, man.
100.
100? Man, let's just get one. Let's start. We got to start low.
1 like.
If we can get 1 like, we'll be happy.
And save.
And save. And we'll come back in on the next one and start looking more at the logic on the programming side of it. Goo wants to show you something. Another game he made.
Tell me about Rock Talk.
Now, this is a game he likes. It's called Geometry Wars. Geometry Wars?
Yeah. Dad, I got so close to the Bible. I was trying to beat it today.
Okay, so see how good Geometry Wars. Yeah. He's not with it. Oh, great.
You try them.
Okay.
And it's,
Oh, okay. Oh, geez.
you gotta. No, that. No.
Do this. Okay, this is.
No.
I got it.
Right.
Okay, I got it. Okay. Don't push me live. Okay, I get it.
Okay. I'm
This game's hard.
we need
Alright, we gotta get off here. Thanks for watching, guys. Good to see y'all. Give us one like, and we'll be happy.
And a lot of subscribers.
And subscribe. Yeah, we'd love your subscription.
Guys, reach out to me. Bye.
Love you guys.